I look at what we provide as a three-legged stool. Okay, so Anchorage is the institutional custodian that has the software and the trust licenses to be able to custody the assets and operate in a legal compliant manner. They're also bankruptcy remote and they're federally chartered. So state chartered bank, they can be also bankruptcy remote and have segregated instance for their custody solution. But if the creditors in a bankruptcy were to pull them to the federal level, their clients would become unsecured creditors. Highly unlikely that that would happen. But that's why we chose Anchorage, is because they are federally chartered. And that's why Ripple has applied for a federal charter for their banking license also, because it's kind of like the high level standard for somebody that's operating in this space. So they provide institutional custody, segregated, bankruptcy remote, insured. So even if they were to go to bankrupt, there would be a bankruptcy proceeding. It would take a little while for you to get your assets, but those assets would be yours in the bankruptcy. You would never be a creditor of Anchorage. And it's highly unlikely that they're going to go bankrupt. They have, somewhere between $600 and $700 million on their balance sheet. They also custody BlackRock's assets for their ETF. So if you want institutional custody, the same as BlackRock, Anchorage is the only option for that. So the other two legs of the stool, we're one of those legs at Digital Wealth Partners. We are an advisor. We countersign on the accounts for you. And if at one point we decided, we're gone, you want to move to another advisor, you can do that. You just move your account at Anchorage to the other advisor. So if we go out of business or you decide to part ways with us, all you got to do is list another advisor that's at Anchorage and you could move your account over to them. And then last but not least, you are the third leg to that stool. God forbid something happens to you. You have beneficiaries on the account. You have your spouse on the account. They don't need to know anything about crypto, just like a Schwab account. The assets are transferred to them. They're not cashed out and given to them in cash, which I've seen many other exchanges and brokers do. They would receive the assets in kind and they would take over the account there at Anchorage and we would be their advisor. So there's always at least two legs of the stool standing.